We have Matthias Braun here with us, the Senior Vice President of Logistics at PowerCo. Matthias, it's so good to have you here with us. You'll be joining us up on stage and just after this, actually. And I want to go through some of the kind of aspects that you'll be talking about there with our audience. Despite the pressures and the challenges in the EV market, it's still very much important to grow and scale in the battery supply chain in Europe. Can you summarize how this will be, so critical?
Well, it depends on how much time you have to summarize it, but it is really some kind of it's a business critical thing because the supply chain is pretty long. We have not that grown supply chain like we have in the traditional automotive industry, where you have the suppliers nearby and everything is well connected to each other. So this is a growing industry where you have a lot of distributed suppliers across the whole globe, where you have to connect them, where you have also not only traditional automotive goods, but also hazardous goods that you need to take care of. You have different also needs for cleanliness topics. And you have to combine everything, and you have to combine also all the global threats that we have at the moment. I mean, we experienced it really in a hard way, that a lot of things are not running in a smooth way, that we have to adapt everything. And that's the main challenge, to build up something resilient in a new environment that we are creating, and connecting some industries that have been working independently, like the chemical industry with the automotive industry, and some more China-based suppliers with European things. So this is something which really makes it challenging to us to build it up and to bring it in a resilient and good way together.
Okay, thank you. You're going to share a project with us on stage. So for our audience at home, we will be writing about it in our publication. So we will share a link with you there. But for a little bit about background about the project, you're going to share a vision for standardized production processes that are highly digitized and sustainable. So what would you say has been the biggest change in the logistics that you plan versus the reality now that you are, ramping up production of battery cells at the plant?
Well, it's more like a mindset change that we have to start now, because also a learning from the last years that I'm now in this business is that we are not now telling the world how it's working. We are the ones now listening to others who are in this business now since 10 years, and we are now the new ones starting with that. So this is one thing that needs to change, and it's really critical for getting into that. And also it's critical that we are now the hunters and not those who are hunted. So we need to be fast and adapt, but we also need to be fast and create these new standards and create these new ways of digitalization to be competitive. Because everything is, at the end of the day, it's a cost competitiveness with all of those who are in the market much longer than we are. And to achieve that, also the pressure on us in logistics, but also the possibilities that we have to create something new are evident, and we have to come to that from the very first day. So this is what we have to bring into that, and what is the biggest challenge for us.
Yeah, I actually want to dive a little bit deeper with you into that cost competitiveness and what that looks like. Do you see significant scope in Europe for the industry to really bring down cost and waste in the logistics process? And if you could share any examples of that as well.
It's not an option to bring them down or not. It's a need to bring them down and to orchestrate that. And yes, I do think so. By having partners in the logistics supply chain that help us to optimize things and bring and combine also the knowledge from the different industries together. If you make an intelligent network planning, and probably also in an intelligent way of decoupling process steps might be a possibility. Optimizing things from the very beginning. We are not living in a world with a lot of legacy. We have the chance to create something new, and taking this as a chance and really build up something from the very beginning to optimize administration, but also operation. This is what is the biggest possibility now when we are starting our business. So this is where I do think we have a huge chance creating partnerships, bringing things together and doing it in a modern way.
Perfect, thank you. And does the prismatic unified cell design offer specific advantages or challenges in your logistics planning, maybe versus other cell designs or chemistries?
That's probably my R&D team could reference better on
Going a
that.
bit deeper from a logistics side.
But coming from it's more like the idea behind it, whether it's a prismatic cell or whatever. It's more like the standardization of it that helps also to limit or to increase the synergies also within the production, to increase also our possibilities of having synergies, not having spread amongst several dozens of models that we are producing, to name it like that. So with this, everything that you're standardizing, every way you can scale things, this helps a lot in reducing the costs. And that's one of the strategies of the Volkswagen Group, to have this unified cell that we are bringing into the cars, which reduces the development cost that we have for sure, reduce also our CapEx spendings, but also increases our possibilities to live well along with our scales that we are producing in all of the aspects with our suppliers, with our logistic chain. So that helps a lot in huge dimensions.
Yeah, thank you. For our final question, despite some of the challenges that are happening in the EV market right now, you continue to pace both Germany and as well as Spain and Canada. What are kind of some of your next important milestones for logistics in this kind of global ramp up?
First of all, let's have a stable ramp up now in Salzgitter, our first factory in Germany, which will scale up to gigawatt hour production. So this is one of our proof points for us to prove that we are capable to do so, that we are dominating or at least orchestrating well the supply chain in a resilient way, building up this resilience, also partnerships to bring it up. And then with this, then starting the next steps in Valencia and St. Thomas, which are coming in the next months, and the ramping up also the production there, building up a new team, building up then the competencies and copying them, learning, sharing lessons learned amongst each other. So these are the next steps that we need to do. But first of all, accomplish the mission to ramp up and be capable there in Salzgitter doing it and proving that we are well on track with that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Matthias, for being here on the red sofa with me. And I'm very looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks.